Welcome back, Cat 5 class. In this video, we're going to go over problem 3-19. All right, so as you can see, there's plenty of green center lines and axes. Okay, so let's go ahead and complete the three views. I already have the files open. All right, so here's the incomplete AutoCAD file. Let's take a look at the 3D model. Okay, so before I start, let's first take a look at the front view. Okay, so typically your front view is the view that gives you the most information, okay, and shows you the most details. So you can make the argument, hey, instead of making this the front view, wouldn't this be better as a front view? And yes, so either way is good. One or the other is not better. It's just a second option. You can make the argument that, hey, you know what? I think this should be the front view. You see a lot more detail, a lot more features, right? A feature can be any detail such as a hole, this little pocket here, the radius, the step, right? So yeah, so you do see more features. But in this case, the author chose to go with this is our front view, which is fine. Either one is correct. All right. So let's go ahead and start the problem. Okay, so we'll start with the front view. So the front view, we have all the object lines. Again, this is a tangent line here, right? That tangent line, we do not draw tangent lines. Same thing with this one over here. All right, so obviously from the front view, we cannot see the hole going through, nor this opening here. We cannot see it, but we need to represent it with hidden lines and center lines because we have a full circle and a semicircle. All right, so let's go to AutoCAD. Okay, so let's start by working on our front view. All right, so let's draw our red hidden lines. So let's go to hidden lines, the hidden layer. Okay, so line command. And again, from the left quadrant of the hole in the top view, we can come straight down and draw our hidden line. Let me turn on ortho. Okay, hit escape to exit. And I'm going to use the same command again, so I'll just hit spacebar. And from the right quadrant of the hole, right, come straight down. Okay, there it is. Right click enter. All right, so let's do a green center line. Actually, before we do the green center line, we need to also represent the depth here of this pocket here, or the scallop. So we're going to go from this quadrant, the left quadrant of this arc, and go straight down. So we need to represent the depth with that red hidden line in the front view. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go line command. Again, from this quadrant here, we're going to go straight down and draw a red hidden line. And all you need is one. Okay, and hit escape. For the other one, it's a complete circle, so we need a set of hidden lines to represent the circular hole. Okay, so here goes all the way through, right? And there's my red hidden line. Or I shouldn't say it goes all the way through. This is where it stops. So this is a depth, and that's where we position our red hidden line. All right, so now let's draw our center lines. Okay, so let's go to green center layer. Use the line command. So again, any semicircle, full circle, we want to draw our green center line. So we're going to track this center point. Again, you want to go slightly beyond. And there it is. Hit escape. Okay, there's our first center line. Same thing for this one, right? Okay, so line command again. And we're going to track the center. So this green center line is the axis of the circular hole, right? Hit escape to exit, or right click enter, or enter on the keyboard to exit the command. All right, so we're done with the front view, right? Let's cheat and look at the solutions. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so the front view's done. Okay, let's go ahead and do the top view. So obviously we have this object line missing. So from this corner, so get into the habit, go to all the vertices and project, right? And you also project across. It's already there for the right side view, but we are missing this line. Okay, let me show you from the 3D model, top view. So we are missing this object line, and we need our green center lines. All right, so let's go to AutoCAD. Okay, so front view, once again, we're missing that vertical visible object line. So let's go to the visible layer, line command. Again, it's from this corner, right? Go straight up. So everything needs to line up. If it doesn't, it's incorrect. Okay, so we hit escape to exit the command. So we got all of our object lines. Let's throw in the center lines. Okay, so anytime you see a circular hole, center line, semicircle, center line. If it's a quarter circle, so this is a semi, if it was only a quarter, half of what you see here, you do not throw in green center lines. It has to be typically a half a circle to a complete circle, right? Anything in between. But if it's only a quarter circle, then we don't throw in center lines. There are some exceptions, but most of the time, 99% of the time, you don't. All right, so let's throw in our green center lines. Okay, so center line. Okay, so extend beyond the circle. See, it's trying to snap. Okay, so let me turn off object snap. I'm going to show you some other ways later on. I just don't want to overwhelm you with too much information right now. Okay, hit escape. Okay, and center line. Turn on object snap again. And see, it's trying to snap, so I'll turn off object snap temporarily. There it is. Hit escape to exit. Okay, so we got that done. Now let's move over to this one. But some of you are like, wait a minute, teacher. There's an arc here too. That's a semicircle. So yes, we need to extend the green center lines beyond that arc also. They happen to share the same center point. So this little circle and this large arc are concentric. They share the same center point. So let me hit escape to deselect. So we need to extend beyond the arc. Okay, so we're going to extend beyond the arc. Make sure you have ortho on to guarantee that we're extending vertically and or horizontally, right? In this case, vertical. And there it is. And hit escape. So always extend beyond a semicircle also, right? Half a circle. Okay, so now let's go to this one. Okay, so let me first do the vertical. So this is a half circle, right? Just like this semicircle. So we also need a center line there. Okay, so let's use our line command. Turn on object snap. Again, there's other ways of doing this, but I'll show you more advanced moves later on in later videos. And turn off object snap. Okay, there it is. Right click enter to exit. Okay, now we need a green center line going across. Now, since these two line up with each other horizontally, we can extend this line. We can take this line and extend it. So we don't have to create a second center line. If you want, you can create another one, or we can just simply extend this one, right? Hit escape. By the way, don't extend from one view to another. You cannot extend from the, let's say, the top view down to the front view. You're supposed to keep them separate, okay? But since these two features are in the same view, then we can extend. So not only do center lines tell us, hey, it's an axis, or a center mark for the center of a hole or semicircular cutout. A center line also represents symmetry. So when you see a long green center line going across horizontally or vertically, It's to tell us that there is symmetry. The top half of the top view is symmetrical to the bottom half, right? Okay, so you're going to see that a lot when you see symmetrical parts, right? All right, so I think we're done with the top view. Let's cheat and look at the answer key. All right, just don't tell nobody we're cheating here. All right, so we have our green center lines. So here we can see that we kept them separate, right? The two center lines, which is optional, right? Or you can just draw one long green center line as we did in AutoCAD. Either one is correct. The long center line actually is preferred. All right, so let's go to the right side view. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the right side view. All right, so this one's a little bit tougher. Okay, so let's go to the 3D model. Let's go to the isometric view. Okay, let's take a look at it. So if you stand over here to the right and look at this two-story building, right side view, this is what you get. Okay, now, even though this is an arc, let me rotate slightly. Even though this is an arc here, right? It's going to look straight. So if you go back to right side view, see, this looks straight. Even though it's an arc, from this view, it looks linear, it looks straight. All right, even though this green area is cylindrical in shape, it looks flat from this view, right? So if I was to slightly rotate it, you can see this is cylindrical in shape, but from this view, it looks flat. All right, so we need to draw this object line and these object lines, right? We can see them, so we're going to draw them as solid object lines. Okay, so all right, so let's complete the right side view. Let's go to visible white object layer. Okay, use the line command. And again, from every corner, let me turn on object snap. You can track across. So there it is. There's that corner. And click. And click. There it is. Okay, right click enter to exit. Okay, now we need the two small vertical object lines, right? Okay, and just to guarantee that it lines up, hey, we can use the top view. So you don't have to do this part, this extra math or extra geometry, but just to show you how everything lines up. So this is where that green surface is in the 3D model, right? Here's a green surface, cylindrical shape. Okay, so we're going to go from this corner, go across, hit the 45, come straight down, and that's where it's located, right? There it is. Right click enter to exit. And repeat the same thing on the opposite side. There it is, and straight down. Okay, you don't have to do all this geometry. I'm just showing you how everything lines up. Okay, so we can go ahead and delete the portions we don't want. Delete with the pencil, number two pencil eraser. And let's correct the height of these object lines using the grips. Okay, there they are. I'm going to hit escape. Okay, we're almost there. All right, now we have this hole, right, that we cannot see. Let's go back to the 3D model. So there's their side view. So we have that circular hole shown in yellow that we cannot see. Okay, so we need to represent it with the center line and a hidden line, or center line and a set of hidden lines. Okay, to represent that yellow hole in the background. All right, so it lines up with this hole, right? So here's this construction line, this one, and this one. Hit the 45 and come straight down. And this is where we have that hole going all the way through top, all the way through the bottom, exiting out the bottom. All right, so instead of having to draw from scratch, I'm just going to copy the one we have here on the left. It's the same hole. The same hole you see here in the front view, it's the same one you're going to see here on the right side view. Same one that we see here in the top view. So I'm going to cheat. Just don't tell anybody. Hit escape. It'll be our secret, right? So let's go ahead and select the red hidden line, green center line. You don't need to tell your boss that you're cheating, right? Going faster, cutting corners. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the copy command. Okay, so we've already selected our geometry. Now we need a handle. Okay, so let me grab it from this intersection point. Let me zoom in a little bit. And grab it from that intersection point. And again, we're making copies. And there it is. Make sure it's centered. And click. I think I got it right. Yep, looks good. And you can keep clicking to make more copies. I'm done. I'm just going to right click enter to exit. And there it is. Teacher, we have object lines overlapping with red hidden lines. So the object lines are thicker. We can actually see them, right? Red hidden lines, we can't see them unless you use your Superman X-ray vision. Okay, so I'm going to take the red hidden lines. You can leave it the way it is if you like. Or you can move them back. Just like on a PowerPoint presentation where you're moving text to the front, pictures to the back, etc. Okay, so first you select them and then you right click and go to draw order, and we're going to send them back in 3, 2, 1. Don't blink. Did you blink? There it is. You can see the red hidden lines are behind the object lines. If I select it, you can see it goes all the way down. Let me hit escape to deselect. Okay, it looks like we're done. Okay, so let me turn off the construction layer. You don't have to turn it off. I'm not going to take points off if you forget to turn it off. And there it is. Okay, looks like we're done. Let's check the answer key. Yep. We're done. All right, so let me go ahead and save it with my initials. Save as. Okay, and I'll add my initials at the end. And save it. And don't forget, if you're ready to email this to me, first you want to close the file. You may have trouble attaching it to the email or placing it into Canvas. All right, so that's the end of problem 3-19. See you in the next video.